Look, I need to tell you this story because honestly, I'm still trying to wrap my head around it myself. And if you're sitting there thinking your family's messed up, just wait. So let me set the scene. 3 months ago, I'm sitting in this stuffy lawyer's office in downtown Chicago. You know the type, all mahogany and leather and those diplomas that scream, "I went to Yale." And I'm listening to this guy with reading glasses perched on his nose tell me that my parents, God rest their souls, left everything to my older brother Derek. Everything. The house in Lake Forest where we grew up, Dad's vintage car collection, Mom's jewelry, the cabin in Wisconsin, the investment accounts, hell, even the photo albums. My brother got it all, and I got a letter. A sealed envelope with my name on it in Mom's handwriting. "This can't be right," I said, my voice cracking like I was going through puberty again. "There has to be some mistake." The lawyer, Mr. Pemberton, pretentious name for a pretentious dude, just gave me this pitying look over those stupid glasses. "I assure you, Mr. Hayes, the will was updated 6 months before your parents' accident. It's ironclad." 6 months? They changed it 6 months before the car crash that killed them both? I looked over at Derek, who was sitting there in his Brooks Brothers suit, and I swear to God he wouldn't even meet my eyes. My own brother, the golden child, the one who went to medical school, married the right kind of girl, gave them 2 grandkids. Meanwhile, I was the screw-up, the one who dropped out of college to pursue photography, who lived in a cramped apartment in Logan Square, who showed up to Christmas dinner in ripped jeans. But still, everything? Can I at least read the letter?" I managed to choke out. Pemberton slid it across the desk like he was dealing cards in Vegas. My hands were shaking so bad I could barely open it. Inside was 1 page, written in Mom's neat cursive. "Dearest Alex, if you're reading this, it means your father and I are gone. I'm so sorry, sweetheart. I wish I could explain this in person, but life doesn't always give us that chance. Everything went to Derek because of what we discovered 6 months ago. I can't write it here. It's too dangerous. But if you want to understand, if you want to know the truth, go to the cabin. Check behind the painting of the lighthouse in the master bedroom. We left something there for you. Whatever you find, remember, we loved you. We always loved you. This was never about choosing Derek over you. Please forgive us. Mom." I read it 3 times. Then I looked up at Derek, who was now staring at me with this weird expression I couldn't quite read. Fear? Guilt? Something else? "Did you know about this?" I asked him. "About what?" "About whatever they found out, whatever made them cut me out." Derek's jaw tightened. "Alex, I don't know what you're talking about. They left everything to me because I was responsible. You have to understand." "Bullshit." I stood up so fast my chair fell backward. "They left me a treasure hunt to the cabin, Derek. They left me a message. So either you know what's going on or you're as clueless as I am. But either way, I'm done with this." I stormed out before anyone could stop me. The drive to the cabin in northern Wisconsin took 4 hours, and I spent every minute of it spiraling. My mind was racing through every family dinner, every holiday, every conversation in the months before they died, looking for clues I'd missed. Had they been different? Distant? Actually, yeah, they had been. I remembered Mom being jumpy at Thanksgiving, Dad having these hushed phone conversations that would stop the second I walked into a room, and that weird moment at Christmas when Derek showed up late and Mom just looked at him, really looked at him with this expression that was almost imputing? No, I was reading too much into it. Grief does that, makes you see patterns where there aren't any. But then why the letter? Why the secret message? I pulled up to the cabin just as the sun was setting, casting everything in this eerie orange glow. The place looked exactly the same as always. Rustic logs, the wraparound porch, the dock stretching out over the lake. But it felt different, haunted. Inside, I didn't even bother turning on lights. I went straight to the master bedroom, straight to that painting of the lighthouse that had hung there since I was a kid. My heart was pounding so loud I could hear it in my ears. I took the painting down. Behind it was a safe built into the wall. Of course there was a safe. I tried Mom's birthday. Nothing. Dad's birthday. Nothing. I tried every combination I could think of, until finally, desperately, I tried my own birthday. Click. Inside was a manila folder, a flash drive, and a burner phone. My hands were trembling again as I opened the folder. Inside were bank statements, wire transfers, documents I didn't understand at first. But as I started reading, as the pieces clicked into place, I felt the floor drop out from under me. Derek had been embezzling from our parents' medical practice for years. Hundreds of thousands of dollars siphoned off in small increments, fake invoices, ghost employees, payments to shell companies. It was all there, documented in Dad's meticulous handwriting with dates and amounts and bank account numbers. There was a note paperclipped to the front. We confronted Derek on March 15th. He admitted everything, said he got in over his head with gambling debts, that he was trying to fix it. We gave him an ultimatum. Either he paid it all back and got help, or we'd go to the police. He begged us not to tell anyone, not the police, not you, not even his wife. He said it would destroy his life, his career, the kids. We agreed to keep it secret on one condition, that he sign over his inheritance. The will change was insurance. If anything happened to us, you'd be protected. You'd have the evidence. You'd have the choice we couldn't make. We're sorry to put this burden on you, Alex. I sat there on the floor of that bedroom, surrounded by evidence of my brother's crimes, and I didn't know whether to laugh or cry or scream. My parents hadn't chosen Derek over me. They'd chosen me. They'd protected me. And then they died in a car accident, and Derek inherited everything anyway, and I was left with this.
I don't know how long I sat there. Could have been an hour, could have been 5. Eventually, I picked up the burner phone. It had one number saved in it, labeled simply Detective Martinez. I stared at it for a long time. If I called that number, if I handed over this evidence, Derek's life was over. His medical license, his marriage, his kids' college funds, all of it, gone. He'd probably go to prison. But if I didn't, he got away with it. He got everything our parents built, everything they worked for, bought with stolen money and lies. My finger hovered over the call button. Then my phone, my regular phone, rang. Derek. I answered. Alex. His voice was strained, urgent. Where are you? Where do you think? Silence. You found it, he finally said, not a question. Yeah, I found it. I can explain. Can you? I cut him off. Can you explain how you stole from Mom and Dad for years? How you lied to everyone? How you let me think they didn't love me, that they chose you because I was the failure? It wasn't like that, Derek's voice cracked. Alex, I messed up, okay? I messed up bad, but I was trying to fix it. I've been paying it back. Every month, I've been making payments to an account I set up to eventually what? Eventually make it all disappear? You got everything, Derek. You got the house, the money, their legacy, while I got nothing. You got the truth, Derek shouted. Don't you get it? They gave you the power. They gave you the choice. They left you that evidence because they knew you were the stronger one, the honest one. I laughed bitterly. That's what you're going with? That this was all some test? No, it's... Derek took a shaky breath. Mom and Dad were in an impossible situation. They loved me, but they didn't trust me anymore. And they loved you, but they knew if they left everything to you, if they cut me out, I'd have asked questions. People would have asked questions. The embezzlement would have come out. It would have destroyed the practice, ruined their reputation, hurt the patients who depended on... So they protected you, I said coldly. They protected your reputation over... No, Derek's voice broke completely. Alex, please listen to me. The car accident, Mom and Dad's car accident. It wasn't... He stopped. Everything inside me went ice cold. It wasn't what? I think we should meet, in person. There's something I need to show you. Derek, what are you saying? The brake lines were cut, Alex. The police report said it was a possible mechanical failure, but I saw the car before they junked it. I work with trauma cases at the hospital. I know what clean cuts look like versus wear and tear. My blood turned to ice water. You're saying someone killed them? I'm saying that 3 days before the accident, Dad got a phone call that made him go white. I was at the house and I heard him tell Mom they needed to move the evidence somewhere safer. And then they died. Who? Who would? But even as I said it, I knew. The people you owed money to. There were some very bad people involved, Alex. People who don't forgive debts. People who don't leave witnesses. Jesus Christ, Derek. I couldn't breathe. You're saying Mom and Dad died because of your... I'm saying I don't know, Derek shouted, but I've been trying to find out. I've been digging, paying people for information. That's where all the inheritance money's been going. Not to pay back what I stole. I've been trying to find out who killed our parents. The room was spinning. Why didn't you tell me? I managed. Because I didn't want to put you in danger. The less you knew, the safer you were. But now, he sighed. Now you found the evidence. Now you're involved whether I like it or not. So I need you to listen very carefully, little brother. You need to get out of that cabin. Right now. What? Why? Because I'm not the only one who knows about that safe. If someone was watching Mom and Dad, if someone wanted that evidence destroyed, they're watching the cabin too. They're probably watching... The window exploded. Glass shattered everywhere as I dove behind the bed, heart hammering. Someone was shooting at me. Someone was actually shooting at me. I grabbed the folder and the flash drive, stuffing them down my jacket as another shot rang out, splintering the door frame. "Alex!" Derek's voice screamed. "Alex, get out!" I crawled toward the window on the opposite side of the room, keeping low. My photography instincts kicked in. I'd spent years framing shots, understanding angles and sight lines. The shooter was positioned somewhere to the east, probably in the tree line, which meant I needed to go west, toward the lake. I didn't think, I just moved. Crashed through the bathroom, out the porch roof, and rolling. Pain exploded in my shoulder, but I kept moving, kept running. More shots, wood splintering, my lungs burning. I hit the dock at full speed, didn't stop, just dove straight into the freezing lake. The cold was like being stabbed with 1,000 knives, but I stayed under, swimming hard toward the neighboring dock 2 properties down. My lungs were screaming by the time I surfaced, gasping and shaking. From where I was hiding, I could see a figure in black tactical gear searching the cabin. Professional, military movements. This wasn't some thug Derek owed money to. This was something else entirely. I waited until they left. Then I waited longer. By the time I dragged myself out of that lake, I was hypothermic and terrified and clutching that folder like it was the only thing keeping me alive. Because maybe it was.
I should have called the cops, I know that now, but in that moment, soaking wet and shaking, all I could think was that if Derek was right, if our parents had been murdered, then the evidence in my jacket was the only leverage I had. I drove back to Chicago doing 90 the whole way, checking my mirrors obsessively. Derek met me at his house in Naperville, this perfect suburban home with the perfect lawn and the perfect family. His wife Sandra answered the door, took one look at me, and immediately ushered me inside with towels and hot coffee. "Oh my God, Alex, you're freezing. Derek, what happened?" "It's okay, honey," Derek said, but his face was gray. "Can you give us a minute?" Sandra looked between us, worried, but nodded and went upstairs to check on the kids. As soon as she was gone, Derek grabbed my shoulders. "Are you okay? Did they hurt you?" "Someone shot at me," I hissed, multiple times. "Who the hell are these people?" Derek ran his hands through his hair. Okay, I need to tell you everything, but you have to promise not to freak out." "Too late." "Alex, just tell me." Derek took a deep breath. "The gambling debts weren't just gambling. I got mixed up with a group that was using the medical practice to launder money. Fake billing, insurance fraud, the works. I thought I was just placing bets, but they were using me. And when I tried to get out, they had enough on me to destroy my life. So I kept doing it, kept helping them." I stared at him. Dad found out. Dad found out. He started investigating, collecting evidence. He was going to the FBI, Alex. He was going to bring them all down, even if it meant I went down too. Derek's voice broke. And then 3 days later, he and Mom drove off a cliff. So you think... I think someone in that organization found out what Dad was doing and killed them to keep them quiet. And now that you have the evidence, they want you quiet too. My mind was reeling. So what do we do? Derek pulled out his phone and showed me a calendar. In 2 days, there's a wedding. Jonathan Chen and his fiancée. John's dad is Vincent Chen. He's one of the top guys in the organization. Half the major players will be there, including, I think, whoever ordered the hit on Mom and Dad. You want to crash a mob wedding? I want to get justice for our parents, and I can't do it alone. Derek met my eyes. I know I don't deserve your help. I know I've been a terrible brother, that I lied and stole and put you in danger. But if we work together, if we use the evidence Dad collected along with what I've learned, we can bring them all down. I looked at the folder in my hands, at the proof of Derek's crimes and the crimes of the people who killed our parents. Why didn't you tell me about the wedding when you first found out? I asked quietly. Derek's face flushed. I was invited. Sandra and I were supposed to go. It was our way in, our chance to get close. But I didn't want to involve you because you wanted to handle it yourself, like always. No, because I wanted to keep you safe. Well, newsflash, Derek, I'm already involved. Someone just tried to kill me. So either we do this together or I'm going to the cops with all of it. Your embezzlement, the organization, everything. Derek stared at me for a long moment. Then, slowly, he nodded. Together, he said, but we do it smart, we do it careful. And Alex, his voice got serious, we might not both walk away from this. I thought about Mom and Dad, about the life they'd built, the practice they'd devoted themselves to, the good they'd done. And I thought about whoever had taken that away, who'd cut their brake lines and watched them die. I'm in. The next 2 days were a blur. Derek and I went through everything. Dad's documents, the flash drive full of financial records, the names and connections Derek had pieced together over months of investigation. We mapped out the organization like we were planning a military operation. Vincent Chen at the top, his son Jonathan getting married, 3 lieutenants who handled enforcement, and somewhere in that network, the person who'd ordered the hit on Mom. We set up a meeting with Detective Martinez, the number from the burner phone. Turns out she was with the FBI's Organized Crime Division and had been investigating Vincent Chen for years. Mom and Dad had been working with her secretly before they died. They were brave, Martinez told us, sitting across from us in a nondescript office building. They knew the risks, but they wanted to do the right thing. And now you're doing the same. She laid out the plan. Derek and I would go to the wedding as planned. We'd be wired. We'd get close to Vincent, try to get him talking about the medical practice, about our parents. One confession, that's all they needed for a warrant. And if things go wrong? I asked. Martinez looked me dead in the eye. Then you run. You get out and you let us handle it. The wedding was at some ridiculous estate in Lake Geneva, the kind of place that made Derek's house look like a shed. Fountains and gardens and a view of the lake that probably cost more than most people make in a lifetime. I wore the only suit I owned and felt completely out of place among the designer tuxedos and cocktail dresses. Derek looked natural, comfortable. He'd been playing in this world while I was shooting street photography in the city. Remember, he murmured as we walked in, we're just here for the wedding. 2 brothers supporting a family friend. Nothing suspicious. But everything felt suspicious. The security guards in suits that didn't quite hide their weapons, the way conversations stopped when we walked by, the weight of the wire taped to my chest. We made it through the ceremony, boring, traditional, the bride looked scared, and into the reception. That's when Vincent Chen found us. Derek. He was a small man, but he radiated authority. So glad you could make it. And this must be the famous Alex. I've heard so much about you. Every instinct in my body screamed run.
All good things, I hope, I managed to say. Vincent smiled, but it didn't reach his eyes. Of course, your parents spoke very highly of you. Such a tragedy, what happened to them.
Yeah, Derek said carefully. It was. Mechanical failure, wasn't it? The brakes? The way he said it, like he knew, like he was daring us to call him on it. That's what the report said, I replied, my mouth dry. Vincent studied us both. You know, your father and I had a very interesting conversation before he died. He had some concerns about the practice, financial irregularities. Derek's hand tightened on his champagne glass. We looked into it. Everything was fine. Was it? Vincent's smile widened. Because I've heard rumors that someone's been asking questions, digging into old records, talking to people who'd rather stay quiet. Oh shit, he knew. I don't know what you're talking about, Derek said, but his voice was too tight. Vincent leaned in close. Let me be very clear. Your parents made a mistake. They tried to be heroes, and heroes, as you know, often meet tragic ends. I would hate for history to repeat itself. Are you threatening us? The words came out before I could stop them. Laughing, Vincent laughed. Threatening? No, Alex. I'm giving you friendly advice. Take the inheritance, live your life, forget about the past. Because if you keep digging, he paused, letting the weight of it hang there. Well, accidents happen. You, of all people, should know that. He walked away, leaving us standing there with our hearts pounding and the wire recording every word. Did he just confess? I whispered. Not exactly, Derek muttered, but it's something. We need to get more. We split up, mingling, listening. The organization was sloppy at weddings. People drank, people talked. Within an hour, we'd heard 3 different conversations about the accident that had taken out our parents, about cleaning up the practice, about making sure no one else gets curious. I was standing by the bar when someone grabbed my arm. It was Jonathan, the groom. His eyes were wild, terrified. You need to leave, he hissed, right now. What? My father knows why you're really here. Someone saw Derek talking to that FBI agent. They're going to... An alarm cut through the music. Red lights started flashing. Raid, someone shouted. FBI. The entire room exploded into chaos. People running, screaming, guards pulling weapons, and in the middle of it all, Vincent Chen staring directly at me with murder in his eyes. Derek grabbed me, pulling me toward the kitchen. Move! We ran, bursting through service doors as gunshots rang out behind us. The FBI was flooding in from all sides, but Chen's men were firing back, and we were caught in the middle. This way, Derek yanked me down a hallway toward what looked like a service exit, but Vincent was there, blocking our path, and he had a gun. You Hayes boys, just like your father, too stupid to know when to quit. It's over, Vincent, Derek said. The FBI has everything. All the evidence, all the recordings. You're done. Maybe, Vincent raised the gun, but I'm taking you with me. Everything slowed down. I saw Vincent's finger tighten on the trigger, saw Derek move, putting himself between me and the gun, saw the muzzle flash. No! The shot rang out, but Derek was already moving, tackling me to the ground as return fire erupted from behind us, FBI agents pouring into the hallway. Vincent Chen went down, clutching his shoulder, and then it was over. 3 months later, I'm sitting in that same lawyer's office, but this time it's different. Mr. Pemberton looks a lot less pretentious as he slides new documents across the desk. He explains, the original will was fraudulent. Vincent Chen had it altered after your parents died, ensuring Derek would inherit everything and the evidence would be buried. But with his organization dismantled and the truth revealed, the court has restored your parents' actual last will and testament. I look at Derek, who's sitting next to me this time, his arm still in a sling from where he took a bullet meant for me. He gives me a small, sad smile. 50-50, I ask. 50-50, he agrees. Pemberton clears his throat. Actually, gentlemen, there's one more thing. He pulls out another envelope. This is the real final letter your mother left, the one Chen never found. My hands shake as I open it. Dear Alex and Derek, if you're reading this together, it means you survived. It means you figured out the truth and you did what your father and I couldn't. You brought them to justice. We knew the risks when we started investigating. We knew Chen might kill us, but we couldn't stand by and watch good people get hurt, watch criminals use our practice to destroy lives. The will was our insurance policy. We knew if something happened to us, you'd both be forced to confront what had been happening. Derek would have to face his mistakes. Alex would have to decide whether to forgive him. We split the inheritance because we hoped, we prayed that you'd choose each other, that you'd be brothers again, not rivals, that you'd work together like you did when you were kids.
The money doesn't matter. The house doesn't matter. What matters is that you have each other. We love you both. We always will. Mom and Dad. I looked at Derek, who had tears streaming down his face. "I'm sorry," he whispered, "for all of it, the embezzlement, the lies, putting you in danger." "Shut up," I said, and then I hugged him. We stayed like that for a long time, two brothers who'd almost destroyed each other, holding on like we were afraid to let go, because maybe we were. So yeah, that's the story of how I found out my parents left everything to my brother. Except they didn't, not really. They left us something way more valuable than money or property. They left us a chance to become a family again. Derek's working in a free clinic now, trying to make amends. I sold some of the inheritance to open a photography gallery that showcases underrepresented artists. We have dinner every Sunday with Sandra and the kids. And sometimes, when I'm lying in bed at night, I think about that moment at the wedding, about Derek stepping in front of that bullet, about how our parents had faith that when it mattered most, we'd choose each other. They were right. The money, the house, the stuff, none of it mattered. What mattered was that in the end, when everything was falling apart and someone had a gun pointed at us, my brother chose me, and I'd choose him every single time. That's family, man. That's what it's really about. Not inheritance, not stuff, just being there when it counts. Oh, and Jonathan Chen, the groom, turned out he was an undercover FBI agent who'd spent 2 years infiltrating his own father's organization. He's the one who tipped off Martinez about the wedding, who made sure the raid happened when it did. He sent me a thank you card last month. Said his dad's finally getting the help he needs in prison, starting to turn his life around. I keep it on my fridge, right next to a photo of Mom and Dad. Some stories don't have clean endings, but this one's pretty damn close. And you know what? I'll take it.